Happy New Year, everybody. Happy 2023. I hope you had a great long weekend. Today is January 3, 2023, and this is your Tuesday market update. Fun fact, of the 10 New York Stock Exchange holidays this year, 70% of them are on Monday. Someone's holding the idea of not liking Mondays so much. Next New York Stock Exchange holiday is MLK Day, Monday, January 16. I'll come to you on Tuesdays all of those times. Let's wrap up 2022 and the last week, and then let's look into preview for this coming week. Just to do a quick wrap of the week. Markets were closed on Mondays for the Christmas holiday. When markets did open for the week, Tuesday brought some sideways action in mostly negative territory. Housing data was better than expected, and rising Treasury yields offset the positive news on the reopening out of China. Remember, for the U.S. eco data, bad is good and good is bad. We are back in opposite world again. S&P was down about 0.5%. Dow was up slightly, and the NASDAQ led the field to the negative, down almost 1.5%. Wednesday brought some more selling when the world started seeing that although China is opening up with a few million new COVID cases, careful what you wish for, maybe the zero COVID policy was not so bad, especially with the low vaccine rate and the Chinese vaccine. Markets did stabilize. Poor housing data from the U.S. Then late afternoon, to throw some gas on the fire, the reports that 2 separate flights into Milan from China, roughly half of the passengers tested positive for COVID. Stocks finished just off the worst levels of the day. NASDAQ and S&P both down about 1.25%. Dow off just over 1%. Jingle bells started ringing on Thursday, and it seemed that Santa Claus, or the Santa Claus rally, may be coming to town. Jobless claims are back up. Remember how badly the Fed wants to cool the labor market. Treasury stabilized. There was little other news to keep people busy. The S&P 500 was up almost 2%, NASDAQ over 2.5%, and the Dow was just up over 1%. Wrapping up the week, the markets closed down on Friday, making people question if the Santa is actually done. The Dow and the S&P were down about 0.25%. NASDAQ even quieter, down about 0.1%. It was well off the lows of the day, but still in the red for the day. The markets did break a quarterly losing streak, at least the Dow and the S&P did. NASDAQ was still down for the quarter also. For the year, the worst for the averages since 2008. The Dow was down almost 9%, the S&P was down just under 20%, and the NASDAQ was down just over 33%. Only 2 sectors made it into positive territory for the year. Energy, up over 65%, and utilities eked out a 1.5% gain. Next best was a negative 0.5% in consumer staples. The down list is longer and uglier. Looking into this week, as you can imagine, we get started slowly. Nothing major early in the week today, but some German eco data, but that's unlikely to move the markets. Then we'll pick up midweek Wednesday. We'll start jobs weeks with the JOLTS report and some other eco data. Throw in the FOMC minutes from last month, which will probably be picked over, and it may get interesting. Looks like most of the Fed heads are quiet and not slated for too much speaking. A few Fed heads will speak on Friday. Not a lot of focus there yet. Thursday, we'll get a few stragglers from earnings. We'll get started again later next week with the banks. We'll also get ADP jobs numbers. Then Friday will be the jobs report again. This will be an important. Again, remember that the Fed is focused on the labor market. It's been resilient, so this is important. Unfortunately, bad is good. We'll also hear from the EU on their CPI. So this week, watch for the 3 keys: labor, economic growth, temperature, and global inflation. These will be the themes that we keep front and center. We're just getting started with 2023, so please come back for the market updates every Monday or Tuesday when we're closed on Monday. With the recent passage of Secure Act 2.0, I have some special reports coming soon. For now, please be in touch. Our year-end deadlines are done. So next big deadline, April 15. But we have a lot to get done this year and get started. So stay in touch and let me hear from you, please. Happy New Year and have a great week.